Non-runners don't understand the concept of runner's high. Then again, even runners all have their own definition of what runner's high means to them. Some consider it the feeling you get after a good run, the relief to have finished a satisfying workout, that body tingling feeling you get for the rest of the day. Maybe runner's high is different for everyone, but for me, it's something that happens during the run, but the effects can last several hours afterward. Regardless of what runner's high means to you, I believe that it's like a drug. It's something that we become addicted to. Other people need their Xanax, I need my daily workout. Sometimes running makes me feel so damn good that I feel guilty that more people don't enjoy it. They would if they committed themselves long enough to it. But the fact of the matter is that people are lazy and more focused on pointless stuff that doesn't matter. Nothing in life is permanent. So I guess the cynical person inside of us could say that nothing matters. But the thing to focus on here is our motive behind every action that we take. Most people spend time doing things to win the favor of other people, or at least do things that are influenced by other people. But running is something you do for yourself. Now, of those two, which one sounds like time better spent? You have to be in relatively good shape to get this runner's high though. If you're new to running, or getting back into things after a long hiatus, running may suck for a while. Everything feels hard and uncomfortable. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it, but when you get to the point where running is a routine and having the endurance necessary to complete the run distance is no longer a concern for you, that's when you really start to enjoy it. That's when things really click. You'll run with other people and start talking on runs. Daily runs will feel more like a social activity, like the equivalent to normal people getting a cup of coffee at Starbucks, just to soak up the atmosphere. That's not to say that every run is effortless. Sometimes runs can be painful, inconvenient, and even morally deflating. But the incredible highs that you can achieve are well worth pushing through the tough moments. You never know how a run is going to go beforehand. Sometimes things feel rather ordinary, and other times, this marvelous random spark of energy and childish exuberance flows over you, causing you to do things that seem pretty unbelievable. Runner's high doesn't happen too often in races for me, where I tend to go out hard from the gun. It usually happens in tempo runs or long runs, where I'm moving at a moderate effort with some left in the tank. Usually it takes a few miles to kick in. My favorite type of run is hilly in the beginning and flat or downhill later on. The hills help you shake off the lethargy and sluggishness you often feel starting a run, and put you in the proper headspace right away that you need to exert an honest effort and work up a sweat. Then, as the terrain flattens out, or you start to run downhill, your mindset changes. You're properly warmed up at this point, and everything begins to feel much easier. Runner's high can be as much mental as it is physical. So mentally you're thinking positively like, alright, the hard part is over, and the rest is going to be fun. You notice your pace increases, which makes sense as the terrain is now much easier. And the culmination of all these things puts me in this zone where I feel incredibly powerful. When I'm consumed by this feeling of euphoria, I'll look down at my watch and the numbers will seem off, like they don't make sense. Almost like I'm running through the Bermuda Triangle, which is causing all devices and instruments to malfunction. The pace steadily quickens, but the effort is very minimal. Running no longer feels like work or exercise. It starts to feel like something I love to do, something I need to do, something I was born to do. Almost as if running fulfills some basic primal urge that we all have inside of us, even if sometimes we don't realize it. I get this powerful sense of connection and belonging to my surroundings, but disconnection from my physical body. I can hear my breathing, I can see my arms and legs moving rapidly, but it doesn't feel like I'm running. It almost feels like I go in and out of the physical realm, and am merely an observer of this runner's high phenomenon. The legs feel lighter, the body's tingling, I can hardly feel the ground at all, and it's as if I'm floating. 10 hours of exercise per week, and it's all for this spontaneous and unexpected 45 minutes of pure bliss. Sometimes I do feel something that I would usually perceive as pain, but in these moments, it's a pleasant kind of pain. Every ounce of my being craves more of it and urges me to push harder. My mind is so overcome with an optimism and joy that goes beyond words. I'm in a powerful state of hypnosis where I'm consumed by the moment and nothing else exists. These runs give me an incredible sense of satisfaction and feeling that anything is possible. The creative side of my brain is activated and my mind is racing with inspirational, introspective, and deep philosophical thoughts. Upon finishing, the run feels special and memorable, yet the actual memory of the run itself feels like a mere few minutes, not a few hours. One thing that I've always found interesting is the difference in perception. While you are running down the road, feeling the runner's high, literally, tripping balls, and feeling this tremendous high, oblivious onlookers who think of running as just this loathsome activity will look at you and see nothing but a person doing an activity that they find difficult or pointless. It's fascinating, really, how we can both share the same physical plane, yet are simultaneously present in such different spiritual or metaphysical places. So those are my thoughts on runner's high. Even if we aren't aware of it, it's something that keeps us going. It's why we squeeze countless hours of pavement pounding throughout our busy week. It's why we pay sometimes absurd amounts of money to run with thousands of other like-minded enthusiasts who all share the same addiction and passion for the sport. If running is a cult, then pass me the Kool-Aid.